I-80 corridor starting in Michigan, going all the way through Indiana, Chicago. I was a guest to go out to Joliet, Illinois for a NHRA drag race event. So I'm going to talk about what I saw, hopefully educate you, save some lives, and make you better drivers. So this is going to be about 20 minutes. We're going to start in the Michigan I-94 corridor. Crash rate safety concerns among I-80 and I-94 are significant, particularly in the Midwest. I'm from the Midwest. Next, here's an overview of the most hazardous stretches contributing to factors. So several law firms have put this together, several news programs have put this together. So I'm going to educate you because it was very eye-opening to me as a driver. Example, I was driving about 70, 75 miles an hour. They were doing upwards of 100. And also in the I-80 corridor, I saw the Indiana State Police, multiple cars doing 100 miles an hour, and no cap or no hate, but the police just sat there. So let's talk about this. Recent data from 2019 to 2023 highlights the three particular dangerous 3-mile stretches on I-94. A local news station there in Michigan, WDIV, did a special on this. Warren Avenue to I-75, Warren County, mile markers 213 to 216. The total number of crashes were 2,381. Fatalities, 6. Peak driving time is at 4 p.m. Common crash types, rear-end collisions, which account for 54%, and side swipes are 28%. Most notable, 54% of the crashes occur on westbound lanes, with Friday being the most prone time. So what is this saying? You should try to avoid driving in that area around 4 p.m. It's a high volume of traffic, people leaving the Detroit metro area, leaving downtown Detroit, going out to the suburban areas, people going to work from the suburban areas, going down. Okay? Hey, good morning. We're talking about the I-94, I-80 corridor crash risk. If you have questions on that, go ahead and put it in. I'm a state certified driving instructor. Next, let's talk about Mount Elliott and French Road. These roads were named from the people who discovered the Detroit area, so their names will forever be there. Mount Elliott to French Road, this is in Wayne County. Mile markers 217 to 220. Total number of crashes, 2,138. Fatalities, 7. This is when someone dies. And then the most common type of crash, 40% are rear end, 29% are side swipe. Approximately 53% of crashes occur on the eastbound lane, with October seeing the highest number of incidents. Again, you can check this in Google Maps, WDIV. They're the ones reporting this information. So they did a longitudinal study and they pulled out this data. So what does this mean? Again, 4 p.m., drive in the middle lane, keep a lot of space, don't speed excessively. Also, don't go too slow. If you're going too slow, you can also hold up traffic. If you're in the left lane, get out of that lane because people are doing 70, 75, 85, 95, 110. I witnessed it. I saw it. Number 3, the stretch of 9-mile road to 12-mile road. This is in Macomb County. Mile markers 227 to 230. Total number of crashes, 1,327. Fatality crashes, 5. The peak time of day is 3 p.m. The stretch has the highest single incident of vehicle crashes, December being the most dangerous time. I'll do some research on that area. We're talking about the stretches of I-80 that goes toward Iowa and I-94. If you want me to do research, look at the video, subscribe, follow, leave a comment, and I would do research in your area. Right now, I'm discussing the I-94 to I-80 corridor because I was the guest of the National Hot Rod Racers Association, and I had to drive to Joliet, Chicago. I took I-94. I left 4:30 in the morning Friday, and then when I hit that stretch, to my surprise, they were driving crazy, doing upwards of 110, 120 miles an hour. I was driving about 70, 75 miles an hour in the middle lane, taking my time, good gas mileage, and I saw one car from the right cut all the way over to the left lane, across 4 lanes. I honked my horn. I was really very, very upset. That is so dangerous. Literally, they almost clipped my car. So I was really upset. Next, common causes of crashes on I-94. And this could also apply to your area too in Pittsburgh. I've been there before. Let's get right into it. Common crashes, several factors contribute to crash rates on I-94. Merging challenges. All beginning drivers, all drivers struggle with merges. They go too slow or they go really fast, slingshotting themselves out across multiple lanes. Short merge lanes and complex interchanges lead to collisions. By being an instructor, I'm familiar with the cloverleaf, short ramps, long ramps, but that heavy volume of traffic on the I-95, I-80 corridor took my breath away because the volume of traffic, over 100 semi-trucks out there at one time, young drivers aggressively tailgating semi-trucks, families with kids in there driving 80 to 100 miles an hour in the left lane. I had just come from the drag strip in Joliet, Illinois. I was the guest there. I made content. I was there all day. They treated me very nicely. I made a lot of videos. I'll be posting those videos. There were some crashes on the track. I didn't record those. But to my surprise, that I-80, I-95 corridor is a whole new animal. So I had to do my research. So if you are watching this and you're in that I-80, I-94 corridor, this is going to open your eyes. Next, aging infrastructure. Some sections were built before modern traffic standards, making them updates a challenge. I exited the I-80 to get some fuel and stretch my legs. I literally almost crashed on the cloverleaf because it was very sharp and shallow. Had it been at night or the wintertime, I would have rolled my truck over. And I was not going that fast, about 45 to 55 miles an hour. That turn was so sharp, literally, I was just holding the wheel, trying not to lock up and praying. I got saved because I saw death right in front of me. And it happened that quick. And I'm an experienced driver. I'm an instructor. Imagine a young teen, a young 24-year-old who doesn't have that much experience, a truck driver carrying 80,000 pounds. We did see a semi-truck that had jackknifed. There were 5 wreckers. The whole freeway was completely shut down. This took about 45 minutes. So that really opened my eyes. Speeding and congestion, high volumes of traffic increase crash risk. I definitely agree. I was upwards to 77 to about 82 miles an hour. The speed limit was 70 or 75. People are routinely driving 20 to 35 to 40 miles over the speed limit. The expressway is not built for that. We have large semi-trucks who are going 45 to 65. We have smaller subcompact cars. They're going anywhere from 55 to 110 miles an hour. We have families who are going 65 to 70 miles an hour. We have people who are going to a social media event such as myself, who've been in the sun all day, the NHRA. First, thank you. Okay, speed never lies. But this isn't a controlled track. We saw cars going upwards of about 310 miles an hour. And I was a guest in the burnout box. And I took video. But we're not talking about a racetrack. We're talking about an aging infrastructure where the roads are narrow and trucks and cars are bigger. I routinely saw cars aggressively tailgating, not riding them, but aggressively tailgating, and I saw subcompact cars cutting off semi-trucks. The trucks will run you over because they can't stop. It takes upwards of 2 to 3 football fields to slow down. Distracted driving, the use of mobile devices and other devices are a significant contributing factor. I saw people eating, on the phone, putting on makeup, reading a newspaper, arguing with their boyfriend or girlfriend, screaming at their kids, having their dog in their lap. I'm not hating, I'm just telling you what I saw. Someone's going to get killed, and I don't want that someone to be me. Adverse weather, rain, snow, ice impacted driving. Thank God it was not in the wintertime. That would have added another 3 hours. We would have seen cars flipped, semi-trucks jackknifed, rolled over because of the volume of traffic. And I saw it. Remember, I left 4:30 in the morning, not a lot of cars. When I hit the I-94, I-80 corridor in Michigan City, Indiana, I hit rush hour. And that took the breath out of me. I've been in rush hour. I've been in Houston, Texas. I've been in Detroit, Michigan. I've been in Chicago, Illinois. Okay? I've been in Iowa. I've been in Los Angeles, California. But when I saw that traffic, and remember, I've been driving since 4:30 a.m. this morning, right? Let me get up and get the slide on. I've been driving since 4:30 a.m., so I was a little spoiled. That volume of traffic took my breath away. I had to pause for a second. I saw 25 to 50 semi-trucks. I saw contractors hauling materials that was not properly secure. I saw aggressive commuters driving 85 to 110. Not one car cutting over, but 4, 5, 6. I paused for a second. I've been through Chicago before, but this was different. I had to pause. It overwhelmed me. I panicked for a moment because I'm human, and I'm speaking to you like this because I'm going to speak truth. And if I could save one life today, then I've done my job. I have about 9 minutes, so I'm going to speak my time. I'm going to go over what I can, and then I will continue this. I'm not going to talk about winter crashes because we weren't driving in the winter, so I'll go past that. Let's talk about I-80 national concerns. Those of you who travel that region, or if you're a truck driver, or if you're a young driver or old driver, this will give you insight. The I-80 stretch from New Jersey to California has been identified as one of the most dangerous interstates. This is Fox 8 News. Fatalities in 2020 have been 220, averaging 7.6 fatalities per 100 miles. That's a high fatality rate. A fatality is when you die. If this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up. So this is from Fox 2 News. We want to have scholarly sources. I'm not just making some stuff up. Notable incidents. December 2020, a 66 vehicle pileup occurred in Clinton County, Pennsylvania. Someone asked about Pennsylvania. Due to a snowstorm involving 55 commercial and 11 passenger vehicles. I agree. I want to give my feather brethren truck drivers grace for a moment, because I saw most of the semi-truck drivers trying to stay in the middle or first lane, trying to keep a lot of room, but a lot of cars would just cut in front of them. And as a driver, if I have my commercial driver's license and I have an accident, that's my livelihood. They're going to investigate me. I'm going to have to submit to a drug test. They're going to look at my drive logs. They're going to look at the videos. It's very involved. And I don't want to wish negativity on my truck drivers. This focus is I-94, I-80, and cars today. Risk region. Iowa has a high number of rollover crashes. I've been through Iowa before. It's a lot of cornfields. You're not stimulated a lot. You have a lot of truck drivers going straight through. Nevada. What stays in Nevada? What stays in Vegas? What we do in Vegas stays in Vegas. Elevated incidents involving impaired drivers. Do you see why? They're drinking, they're under the influence. Utah, increased accidents during heavy snowfall. That's a lot to think about. I-80, the I-94 corridor is dangerous because of the volume of traffic. People not only driving fast, but extremely fast. Not only driving aggressive, but extremely aggressive. You're probably saying why. Well, I don't want to be by a semi-truck. So if you see a semi-truck, you want to try to pass on the left, but you're going to pass on the right and aggressively speed up. You should see the semi-truck in your rear mirror. That's the way we teach. I'm an instructor. I'm going to teach that. I'm going to respect the semi-truck drivers because they bring our goods across the country, the Port of New York, the Port of Los Angeles. Okay? So there's a lot going on in that area. I'm just telling you what I see, and I'm using data to support my arguments. I'm using scholarly sources. Infrastructure and bottlenecks. Bottlenecks are when cars and trucks come to a halt. The speed limit was 70, we were driving at 0. And then we were 5. And then 10. And then 20. And then 30. If you haven't driven yet, this is going to be eye-opening to you. If you have driven, you're like, keep preaching. Okay? Chicago, Illinois infrastructures like I-80, I-94 are among the nation's top bottlenecks, leading to aggressive driving behavior I agree. If you're going through Chicago, Michigan Avenue, you're trying to get on the interstate to go home, you're done, you're tired. And then here's these big semi-trucks. Gary, Indiana, I-65, I-80 interchange is another significant congestion point. I agree. If you're congested and that upset, get off, pause, drive after peak hours. I'm going to hit you with 2 summaries. First summary, short merging lanes and complex interchanges. This is not only hard for experienced drivers, beginning drivers with 10 years or less, you have less experience. You don't know what to do. Most of the time, you're going to go too slow and get ran over or tailgated, or a truck is doing like 75 miles an hour. Number 2, aging infrastructure, not meeting modern standards. I want to say thank you. You need to look at all of my videos. I'm going to continue this evening when I go live. About 6:30, we'll talk about this. We'll share. We'll give you information. Look at my videos. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I want to say thank you. Bye.